ArchieLuxury. We're going to do a bit of a test here. We're going to do a christening. We're going to go into the swimming pool with the Submariner. This is a christening to take the sub into the pool here.
Hi guys, ArchieLuxury. Go to f2bbs.com, www.f2bbs.com, the last bastion of free speech on the interweb. That's right guys, I want you to go to www.f2bbs.com. That's right, I want you to go there. You can, this is a great site to fight against all sorts of nastiness by posting on f2bbs.com, the last bastion of free speech on the interweb. Go there, guys. Hey guys, it's ArchieLuxury, and today, guys, I want to do a video on testing, quick wristwatch check, my Rolex Submariner. This is the new 126610 LN. The black on black. So what did I do? I got the old trusty GoPro out, got the sea bearing case, the waterproof, and I went and did some testing. That's right. I went to my old man's place. I went to his swimming pool and I tested the Rolex. And I gotta tell you guys, if any of you guys out there have a Rolex watch, and it's an oyster meaning it's in the waterproof case, I would, before I went into water, I would recommend you get a pressure test. Go to a good watchmaker and get a pressure test. The pressure test is basically where they can test the watch and tell you if it's waterproof, because let's be honest there, if it's a bit of a vintage model, I don't know whether I would be going in water, because there are rubber seals. There are rubber seals for the crown and the back of the case, and let's be honest, if it is a vintage piece, you would be very cautious on taking it into water. In fact, I'd probably say don't do it. But with this piece here, this is a brand new 2020 Rolex Submariner. And I thought, you know what? I gotta take my Submariner into the water. That's what Rolexes were made for. And what I did a couple of dives and a couple of tests in the water. And guess what, baby? She passed with flying colors. That's right. She passed with flying colors, which is probably to be expected. I mean, I wasn't going deep. A couple less, maybe a meter and a half at best. A meter and a half at best. So I gotta say, guys, it's always fun with Rolex taking it into a swimming pool. Now, I gotta say, I do hear various comments about Rolex watches, and you know, I think sometimes the myth is bigger than the reality, because any watch itself there, you've got to make sure the seals are okay, and it, as I said, get it pressure tested before you take the plunge, because water is very, very nasty. And if there is a little leak, when you go down with pressure, it'll force water in. So it's quite a nasty thing. Believe you me, I can't downplay that enough. But with that said, a brand new Rolex, you would expect that to have no problems. You would honestly expect that to have no problems whatsoever. The water I went into was sort of a swimming pool with a bit of salt. It had a bit of a saltwater swimming pool. And what I like to do is, if you do go, this new steel 401 ounce steel is actually pretty robust, but what I normally do if you do a bit of surf swimming is, after you come out, rinse it as soon as you can, and then that night when you're back at the hotel or your accommodation, put it in a glass of cold, well, room temperature water for 15 sort of minutes to get any salt water, anything that's gone in, to get it out. So that's a good tip. The other tip I would like to give on this channel here is as far as what do I think about saunas or spas, jacuzzis. And I've got to be totally honest with you, your Rolex should be able to go in, but the chemicals in a jacuzzi are pretty damn nasty. I've never had a problem. I remember one time I had an Explorer 2 that I took into a jacuzzi, and it didn't damage it, but it got a really nasty, the metal got a nasty coating of stuff on it, and I really washed it to get that off. So what you want to make sure happens is, particularly on models like the Rolex Explorer 2, where it's got black sort of paint on top of the bezel, it's sort of in the bezel, you want to make sure it doesn't peel that paint off, because that is an absolute bitch to touch up. So I would say jacuzzis, I try not to take him in there. I mean, it's a bit hard when you got Miss Busty. You jump in the, it looks a bit pathetic if you take, you're more likely to get your Rolex stolen than, you know, damaged by the jacuzzi. But just be mindful. Try and keep your hand out, or you want the hand, I know where my hands are, and they're in the water playing with some parts. But I gotta tell you, the other thing is, how do I feel about people who say, I shower with my watch? Interesting thing with showering, because it's steam. Not only do we have water to contend with, we've got steam. Most watches I've seen where people have taken showers with them, what tends to happen is they have a shower and they tend to collect the soap at the back, in the bracelet, or in the clasp, in the fold there. So people who have a shower with it, I don't think there's anything wrong per se showering with it, but what you've got to do if you are having a shower is make sure, if you've soaped all up, that's okay, then take the watch off and rinse everywhere, even with the dive suit extension. Open that up, make sure there's no soap stuck in there, because that is what will cause damage. It's that stuff, the residue left behind. So you want to make sure, if you're going to take it in the shower, rinse it thoroughly. I personally prefer not to shower with it, because you get a build-up of that soap and crap. So I probably would say don't do that. Obviously, there's rules to the exception. Sometimes I am having a shower, say in a bordello. Okay, I've paid for a bit of female attention. I've had a session, and, well, I'm just about to start, and they say, go for a shower, please. And you don't want to leave your watch on the bedside table. You're better off just, that the whole beautiful thing about a Rolex is you can set the timer when you enter the parlor, and you can wear it in the shower so it doesn't possibly go missing. So that's kind of my bit of a tip there, bit of a tidbit. So that's my advice. But Rolex, I generally don't take my watches in the water as such. I mean, I had to do a video with the Sub. It's a Submariner. It's a dive watch. You gotta take it in the water, don't you? But yeah, it's a lot of fun. You gotta take your Submariners in the water. But just be careful. Always be careful. No skylarking, mucking around. You want to be sensible. These are very expensive piece of kit. Expensive piece of kit. I'd say take good care of expensive stuff. It's always a good idea. Take good care of your expensive stuff and it will look after you. So yeah, I had a bit of fun with that. I probably won't I don't really like to go swimming, to be honest with you. I don't really go swimming that much, but it was cool. It was cool. It was fun. It was nice to do. I made a good video. Hey, there's heaps of videos there of people who have the new sub, but how many of them take them in water? Got to take those babies in the water. I thought I did it with my gold sub, and I think it's you know, it's a great video. A bit of clickbait. So yeah. I tell you what gives me a lot of pleasure with the Submariner is the fact that a lot of slimy sons of bitches don't have one. I gotta tell you, it gives me immense pleasure having something a lot of the slimy rodents don't have. I mean, I gotta be honest with you, MJT, you are the best. MJT, you are the best. And I want to say thank you. I really do want to say thank you. And I love it. Absolutely love my Rolex. I'm ArchieLuxury. Tell me what you guys think of that. Hi guys, ArchieLuxury. And who do I recommend in America? In America, who do I recommend for quality pre-owned wristwatches? David SW. Go to davidsw.com. He is the best, the greatest pre-owned dealer in all of the United States of America. David SW.
The Rolex Submariner date. Probably the most versatile, the most famous, the most wanted watch of 2020. The Rolex Submariner. Absolutely stunning. I've gone for the steel model. I wanted something that could be worn every day. The businessman's delight. Look at the side profile. Look at that. Absolutely gorgeous. I've got to tell you, I am in love with this Submariner. Black on black. Does it get any better? Black on black. The Rolex Submariner. This is what this is just such a beautiful look at the. I got to tell you, the maxi, this whole thing is everything the ceramic sub should have been from day one. Absolutely winner, chicken dinner. Absolutely. And it's got the new clasp with the glide lock for easy adjustments. Absolutely winner, chicken dinner.
Hey guys, ArchieLuxury. Who do I recommend for watches in Brisbane and Sydney? Vintage Watch Co. That's correct. Vintage Watch Co. in Brisbane Arcade in Brisbane and the Strand Arcade in Sydney. Vintage Watch Co. Brisbane and Sydney. Ronnie, I've known him since the late 90s. Ronnie is a top bloke. Luke is a great guy. Vintage Watch Co. That is who I recommend in Australia. Check out Vintage Watch Co. and the guys' amazing range of watches. They also do service and repairs. Vintage Watch Co. That is where the Pontiff goes. You know, some of my Pateks came from Vintage Watch Co. That's right, guys. Vintage Watch Co.